Hello, everyone, and welcome to the roast of Nick McFadden. Woo! Woo! Yeah! I'm your roast master, Juan Contreras, but before we jump right into flaming Nick alive, we have a couple things to go over. First, remember that this is a student-run TV station and not Comedy Central. These guys, as soon you will find out, are really not that funny. So if you think you can do a better job, feel free to go to our About page right here on Twitch and donate to Extra Life. If you donate any amount and leave a comment, we will read your comment out loud at the end of this roast so we can let Nick and the rest of these clowns know how bad they are. Just remember, we will not be reading anything that goes against our station content guidelines. And if you say anything that is deemed to be too inappropriate, no matter how true, we will not read your donation. So skirt that line, please. With that being said, let's kick things off with Dylan Bowe. Dylan? Dylan! Dylan! Yeah. Oh, there you are. I didn't see you down there. Get up on here.
I'm sitting in the tall chair.
Boo. 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 Roast starting off already.
Who got the tomatoes?
All right.
Oh, no.
Let's get to roasting. You might be wondering, did this guy prepare at all for this? Did he wait until the last minute and just slap things together, or just maybe he's improvising it all right now? I'm actually describing Nick McFadden's work ethic.
Whoa.
That's right. That's right.
Yo.
You might be wondering, did he write that part down, or did he just improvise that too?
Whoa. There you go.
The world may never know.
That's the end.
All right, guys. But look, past couple of days have been a little too sappy with all these speeches. Everybody's crying about Nick leaving and stuff. You know what I say? It's about time.
Oh yeah.
Nick McFadden, this guy is so bad at producing Goofing Off that it took Juan 4 semesters to find someone brave enough to try and take over this dumpster fire of a show.
Yep.
That's the Terrence, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no other show would take him. Tried out After Hours, did a sketch, never invited back. So he's kind of out of options here, so he's kind of hung around to Goofing Off. But you know, it is what it is. I want to close things out here, just to kind of get a deeper look inside the man of Nick McFadden, just to know what type of a person he is. So I have a little thing here.
Oh, no.
So I want you to look at this picture and tell me that this is not the most obnoxious looking kid you have ever seen. I mean, it all makes sense when you look back at this.
It all adds up.
I'm gonna set this here.
Yeah.
Get some tape, maybe. No. Okay. Give it to the audience. Lucky.
Yeah, give it.
Yeah. Lucky souvenir.
Get to the audience cam.
Souvenir for an audience member.
No, that's
All
not
right.
the audience cam.
On that note,
There it is.
consider
Nope,
yourself
that's
nice.
not-
2 is the audience cam.
Thank you, Dylan.
All right. Thank you, Dylan. Next up, we have a man who is too busy to work on any of our client productions here in ZTV, but never too busy to send all those super long videos on our chat. So Dante Tolsdorf up next.
Toesdorf.
Hey Nick, hope everything's been well. Sorry I couldn't make it to tonight's stream, but I guess I gotta roast you now. I've been thinking long and hard about what I was gonna say, but I can't think of anything. Well, not till this morning. I really put some thought into it this morning. But Nick, I just want you to know that it really perplexes me how not only have you been just overall out-memed by a former sports report producer, but also consistently out-memed. Like, Nick, you gotta do better. You gotta come up with some more memes. I don't even see memes on the Goofing Off social media. What are you doing, man? Come on.
We're back.
Thank you, Dante, for your first. That was a great roast, man.
3 seconds, man.
Of no
Man.
audio.
No idea what he said.
That's the first time I've known Dante to be a man of a few words. But all right, next up we have Nick's arch nemesis, a man who already has more awards than Meryl Streep. So, Kyle Timas, get up here.
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Gang. Boom, boom.
Boo! Oh, boo!
Boom.
Boo! Boo! After hours.
I'm Mr. T. I would like to start off with something a little bit nicer. You know, Nick, you do a lot for the program. You do a lot of hard work, but it's amazing to me because like you're not really good at any of it. like I appreciate the effort and everything. Like, you know, A for effort, but like, man, like could you at least put out like something good every once in a while? Or, but yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot prepared, but I'd just like to say you kind of look like Seth Rogen, like a dollar store Seth Rogen. But I would also like to point out the fact that I didn't have a lot prepared just goes to show how much I care about you and your show. So, but I do have a surprise. Even though I didn't do a lot to prepare, I did bring in a special guest that I transpired with over the last semester. Someone that you killed, but I revived his spirit. I would like to call Joe Goodman to the stand. To roast Nick McFadden, get his final words out so his spirit can finally be at rest. So, because like we planned this ahead of time, remember?
Oh yeah. We planned this ahead of time.
Nice out.
Nick, great guy. I see you really dressed up today, the roast, your last live stream. I appreciate the effort. But going off what he said, yeah, just like Seth Rogen in a lot of ways. Got that annoying laugh. You have some of the charisma of Seth Rogen, but like can't really pull it off. You try. That's all that matters. Put in all that effort. It doesn't always pay off, which is okay. Like I said last night, learn from your failures, and you have learned a lot. So, congratulations. You're welcome. All right.
I have one more thing to say.
Oh, he's good back up.
Come back up. Thank you, Joe.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was totally planned. Joe and I definitely planned that. But yeah, I brought Joe back from the dead to give a last speech here. And speaking of coming back from the dead, we have Tanner. just came back. Tanner's pretty old, but I did get a gift for Tanner.
It's gonna work real well on sweatpants, my dude.
All right. Next up, we have a man who will ensure that that this roast survives for the years, and 20 years from now, our new members will find the roast of Nick McFadden in different forms of media around the station, VHS, Betamax, all over the edit bay. Tanner Martin, get up here.
Hey, you forgot the belt.
The belt.
Well, all I gotta say about that is, I guess Kyle really wants me to moon the crowd after that joke. But
What?
Juan, what'd you say about page 5 for today?
It's a little loosey-goosey.
Still there.
Well, just like a little loosey goosey, just like my waistband apparently. But anyways, no, I've got a decent amount to say over here, especially the one person over there that can't hold himself together. But this roast ain't about him. So
Come at me, bro.
You want me to come at you? Yeah. Okay. Well,
Insult
I would
my
like to say thank you to the one guy who invited me out to hang out with them last night and couldn't even bother to message me back if they were still there when I got done with my school assignment. So thank you very much, Kyle Temis.
Burn. You burned him, bro.
Look at him, bro. He's crying.
But anyways, on to the main event, and that is roasting this goofball over here. So I've got a lot to say about Nick. Usually when I get panic calls from him at like 9 at night whenever something's not working because he doesn't have the brains to figure it out. But I'm used to it because I've had to fix his messes quite a lot when it comes to the on-air stuff this semester. And I will also like to say he certainly has very interesting ways of liking to play video games in the bad way, especially when he feels the need to try to handicap everyone with motion control so he can try to attempt to win a Mario Kart tournament.
Hey, it's not an attempt. That's happening right after this.
No, well,
Kicking everyone.
No.
Joe. Don't make me pull up the film.
You're gonna come in last.
The film.
Oh man. But I would like to say a few genuine things. Nick has helped me quite a bit with my time here as producer at ZTV. I started one semester after him, and I will probably be going for like 10 years after he's long gone. Hopefully, Juan, please hire me. I swear.
On air.
Hot air. Segment.
But no, he's a good man. Even yeah, he can hold himself pretty well, even if he can't remember ever losing to Connect 4.
I did. We tied. That was a wash.
It was it?
Yes.
It was a wash, like all the fun stuff that was going down your throat that night.
Hey yo! Hey yo! Hey yo! Care to elaborate?
I think I just hit the ceiling of page 5, so I'm not going any further than that. I'll leave it up to the audience to draw their own conclusions for that. And I would also like to say, again, Nick doesn't have the brightest idea because he did want me to be up here, so this is kind of his fault for anything that I say. But at the end of the day, can't complain, good man, despite all his numerous flaws.
Wow.
Please, we need your help. You need to go to our About page and donate to Extra Life. You see what I have to work with? Next up, Terrence.
Oh yeah!
If he doesn't do well, I will actually challenge him to a real life match of Mortal Kombat. So don't let me down.
What's up, everybody? Oh yeah, get loud, everybody! Come on!
Oh yeah!
Yes.
So much better than Nick!
Yeah. So everybody been ending it kind of, sentimental. I guess I'll start it. This is like the nice thing I'm gonna say. Thanks, whatever. Thanks. Kyle, I'm sorry with you. You're short. Yep. Nikolai, you're also kind of short. Jamil, you're kind of short. Guantanamo, you're kind of short. I don't know who that is next to you, Nick, but I think he is kind of short. I don't know. He's a nerd as well. All right. I've been meaning to say this for a long time, but it just feels like most of the people in ZTV just has zero drip. Just zero. Especially my main man, Nick here. He just... And Kyle, I guess, sometimes. But Kyle does love The Weeknd. Machine Gun Kelly. That's it, yeah. Michael couldn't be here. Probably has stomach virus. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Tanner was late. Probably, I don't know, had too many catheters. Lost too much blood. I don't know. Dante is Dante Toe's dwarf. I can say that now. It's a little lenient, right? I thought... Okay, but Nick, I really want to roast you, okay? You're a dork. You love Star Wars. You're not that good at, DTV. Connor is actually top 5 worst DTV member. I forgot to say that. Yesterday when I was accepting my award after carrying DTV this entire semester. But yeah, Nick, I don't love you. You say you're 5'11", but we all know you're really like 5'9". Once again, zero drip. I have more to say about you. I can't remember. Oh, you like Star Wars, but you don't even know that much about Star Wars. You only good at one thing in Mario Kart.
Is my Alzheimer's contagious over there?
Yeah. You said this
It's
like
just
3
because
times.
Kyle always giving me brownies. I don't know what that's about. And I do know Jamil loves Playboy Cardi a little too much. Like, him and Nick are big fans of the British Broadcasting Channel. So, yep. And Tanner's old. Joe is also kind of old. And I do see that Nikolai is after me. So I think I'm gonna just end it there. Nick, I do actually kind of love you a little bit. I love you like a distant friend that like I used to be friends with for their like gum for school. So I'm just in it there. I love you too, Max. I didn't even get to you. And Alec too. Alec, you're my favorite member of ZTV, actually, honestly.
All right. I want some brownies too. Our next guest made a special appearance today and actually missed his audition to Top Gun 3. Nikolai Shesko, codenamed Roshasar.
All right, so how are you gonna have me follow up Terrence? What am I gonna say? Okay, so
We don't know. That's why we're scared.
Well, here's the thing. As typical with Goof, nothing was prepared. Nothing. I had nothing written down. Originally, I was going to come up and say nothing at all because you weren't worth my time. So, no. Well, see, I told Kyle about this day one. He stole the idea. I kind of expected that. But then again, that's typical with After Hours. You just recycle and steal other ideas. Say the joke louder. I guess it's funnier. Who knows?
Say the joke first and it's funny.
No. Nick, you're leaving. Good. After about 4 semesters, I didn't think I'd have to come in and save this program. Which, by saving the program, I mean giving my application to Juan at about midnight after I forgot because I was about to go to bed. Juan, it's in your email. Just letting you know that now. Terrence, I will say he has carried ZTV as a whole. He probably is also... he also is probably the most problematic member of ZTV. I can go into every stream he's been in and probably take out 1 or 2 times where it's been like, okay, that needs to be cut, or, well, that can be a bit dicey. I will say, Terrence Talks had quite a few moments of those.
Hey, best Goofing Off stream because...
Nick wasn't in charge because I was in charge of it. That's just what made it so good.
Literally by far.
That's also, where Terrence did have to come out and say that he loves the British Broadcasting Channel. He also, when he plays, cup pong, always goes fast and hard, man. Tanner was late. Who could have seen that coming? He probably forgot his rascal at home and had to go grab it real quick. Or his walker, one of the two. He was given a belt. Who knows? That might help. I don't know Jamil that well. I'm just going to say. This is maybe my 3rd time talking to him, but he's on After Hours, so I can only imagine that it'd be about the same as any experience I've had with anybody else. Dylan was also on After Hours. He was the previous producer. If that should give any inclination as to what the program was like, you can imagine somehow, don't know how, but it got better with Kyle coming in. Despite me not actually watching anything ZTV, other than like 3 things, and Zeros being one of them. Pretty funny. I can probably say the reason it was funny is because most of the jokes were recycled, and tropes were seen coming, which that goes to show After Hours creativity.
Oh my god.
Joe, previous host, when we did the regular, just episodes, Joe's a pretty funny guy, pretty cool guy. I don't really have any ill will against him. Same with Alec and Max. Don't really have any ill will there.
I thought this was the roast of Nick McFadden.
Well, this is the roast of Nick McFadden. I'm just going around the room. Let's think about who's back behind the scenes right now. Connor and Trevor are back there. If that should give any inclination as to how it's actually been running well, because they are the only 2 members of ZTV who probably actually know what they're doing.
Whoa.
Despite neither of them being producers, which might go to show why ZTV is in the state it is. If we have, so far, right now, total of like 5 producers in this room of current or who has been a producer or will be a producer. That adds a lot more. I'm just rambling at this point because I don't know what to say.
Doing good.
Do you need some of my meds?
I might. Who knows? Give me some Bengay. I got some joint problems. You know what? I'm just ending it there.
We're in very critical times. As you can see, talent is hard to find these days. Please go to our About page, donate, write a comment, and we'll read it at the end. I guarantee you it'll be better than anything we've heard tonight.
No.
Next up is Jamil. Jamil, I don't know you that well, so this is my hope that you can bring this roast to an appropriate level of quality. Give it up for Jamil, please.
That's some ripping to
Oh, he does.
Before I start my roast, Terrence, you said no one here has drip. I'm pretty sure my shoes cost more than everything that everyone's wearing here. So I'm just gonna start off with that. Congrats, Nick, on another amazing year producing the 2nd best show at After Hours.
After Hours?
Oh, all right. After Hours is first.
Oh, okay.
When I first met you, I actually thought your name was a combo at McDonald's. Let me get the Nick McFadden. Your karaoke last night was interesting. I think my ears were bleeding by the end of it. It was very, very nice. But you do have a nice voice when you're not hitting the high notes. You're also built like a Donkey Kong barrel. Just want to throw that out there. Terrence, you're built like the candle from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Like, you need to up your calories about like 7,000. You also kind of look like the fish from Finding Nemo that had like a scar on his gill.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
What was his name?
His name was Gil.
Yeah, Gil. Let's see here. Terrence, glad you showed up. I thought you were a professor when I first met you.
Wow.
I'm not sure which is older, you or your cameras though, because they're like from like 1963, and you're like from BC. Let's see here. Some of these are page 5, so I think I'm just gonna end it there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it.
So I was asked to be a part of this very special roast of Nick McFadden. And unfortunately, I'm unable to make it in person. I'm in Las Vegas at some flag football game or something. Anyway, I heard people were being mean and I wanted to take place. So I'm back on Goofing Off for this reason and this reason only. So I'm going to be trying to do more of a traditional style of roasting tonight. You know, if I know you, I'll roast you. If I don't know you, I won't. No participation trophies. This is not the ZTV and WZIP banquet. Now, let's start with Juan Contreras. Speaking of those awards, I actually had a little investigator there who gave me a quote from Juan, where he said, and I quote, "The ZTV shows are very strong." Swear to... I can't say that. That's page 5. Sir, do you really believe that? Anyway, let's actually mosey on past Juan. I'm sure there was some jokes made about hearing and things of that nature. I would never stoop to that level. I only attack your actual job. After Juan, let's keep it going with the J's. Let's talk about Jamil, man. Jamil is a very interesting character. Jamil happens to continue the trend of naturally unfunny people on the sketch comedy show. So I'm actually going to tell you guys a really funny story involving how Jamil got in ZTV. Jamil actually wanted to join ZTV and missed the deadline to apply. A friend of his actually hit me up in person and told me about their friend named Jamil Mills who wants to join a program that helps him in video production since he wants to make movies, right? Nothing ever went anywhere with said friend. So Jamil, I'm not going to lie to you, I regret every single day why I ever reached out to you and let you into the program. Keep in mind, people, these are just jokes, or are they? Let's move on to Dylan Bowe. Now, Dylan is a very interesting character. He, like many people in ZTV, is an absolute nerd. That's not a bad thing, by the way. It's just what life is, right? Some people are nerds and some people are not. Dylan, I'm not going to lie to you, I barely know you. One thing I do know about you is you directed and produced a movie here at ZTV called Allegiant to None. And you can actually find how many people enjoyed said film by the last word of the title. Now let's go on to the next person, which happens to be Dante, Mr. Motion Array himself. The new producer of the ZTV Sports Report, Max, just received an award for having the most outstanding changes done to some show or whatever. Mind you, I want you to understand Dante made very significant changes to the ZTV Sports Report. The very next producer after him gets an award for changing it up from that. If that doesn't mean the changes weren't good, I don't know what will. So do with that information what you will. You know, since we're on the roll of the banquet, I want to talk about another guy who won an award yesterday by the name of Terrence Page. The investigator actually sent me a portion of the banquet where Terrence received an award for Terrence Versus, a segment that I personally helped kickstart. Not only did I kickstart it, I funded it, I provided the content for it. I want you all to understand something. Terrence Versus without Michael Matthews is a normal goof gameplay. And those are never good. Ever. Unless it's Undertale. Oh, and I guess since I'm supposed to joke about something as well, you're broke, but your name is T-Money. Let's work on changing that. Now let's move on to someone who's very close to Terrence in my mind for some reason. Not in the people I like, because I don't like Terrence at all. I actually like this guy. They're just always seen together, and that person is Nikolai. Nikolai has the special ability to make you question whether or not you're uncomfortable around him. And he somehow was able to use that to his advantage. He also happens to be a Steelers fan from Russia who lives in Ohio. If I needed any further proof that you were confused, delusional, and struggle making difficult decisions, I could either look at the fact that you picked Goofing Off as the show to join in ZTV, or all of the things I previously mentioned. Now, let's move on to Tanner Martin. Old Man Martin, right? I'm sure you've heard plenty of old jokes so far. I want to talk about you as a human being for a second. Tanner Martin also has the ability to give you an explanation on something you never asked him for. If you ever happen to be on the 3rd floor of Colby Hall, you go straight into the WZIP and ZTV station. You walk in, you go straight to the kitchen area, you open up the freezer. What do you expect to see? Ice cream, pizza rolls, Hot Pockets, frozen dinners, ice cubes, anything that belongs in a freezer. What do you see? Film. That belongs to none other than Tanner Martin. What I'm now realizing is that I'm not really roasting at all. I'm simply stating facts. Hopefully this is not taken a little too far, right? I'm interested to see what you guys say to me. But let's move on to my personal favorite last on the list before I get to the big guy that runs Goof, right? So Kyle Teemus is actually one of my best friends in my life. It's very hard for me to even consider making a joke about him, let alone roasting him in front of the tens, hopefully, of people watching. At least fives, right? The only thing I can even imagine saying about Kyle is a huge Machine Gun Kelly fan. That's the joke. That's it. Kyle, I've never found it in my entire heart to tell you you're a fan of a mediocre artist. And you could do much better. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody before I get to my guy. If you're there and I didn't know you would be there, oh well, get over it. Now let's get to the man of the hour, my guy, Nick McFadden, mixed with liquid acid. You guys know I was going to do that. Nick was actually one of the first people I met in ZTV, and I'm not going to lie to you, he convinced me to stay in the program. I now wish I would have never met Nick McFadden. But in all seriousness, Goofing Off has taken such a humongous turn from what I first saw it as. Before Nick was the producer of Goofing Off, I want you all to understand there were in-depth anime reviews, even wrestling features, detailed game reviews, conventions, things that were actually out in the field, things that really encapsulated geek culture. And Nick, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. You have truly ruined Goofing Off. You've gotten rid of all of the nerd stuff, and I'm very happy for that. Why would you want to tune in to a geek culture show and see geek stuff? Just go watch The Big Bang Theory or something. Nick, I'm happy to say you've become one of my favorite people that I've met in ZTV. I'm not ashamed to admit that because I'm just going to be honest here. I don't like half of y'all. That's from the bottom of my heart. That's not a joke. I'm not smiling at all. ZTV is something that you truly made feel like home to me and to plenty of others as well. Genuinely, Goofing Off has become one of my favorite shows to be a part of. I even like Goofing Off more than the show I produced myself for an entire year. And what's really funny about that is I was the biggest hater of Goofing Off for fun. And I actually inspired people to genuinely hate Goofing Off. And for that, I'm sorry. Nick actually won an award for the WZIP side at the banquet yesterday for McFadden and Matthews in the morning. Nick, just like Terrence, that award rightfully belongs to me. I will be there to pick it up Monday. If you could have that on my desk by then, Terrence, you as well, I greatly appreciate that. I hope the roast turns out to be very good. Hopefully people are actually roasting. I'm really excited to see what everyone says about me. Like I said, I will be there Monday. So if you really have a problem with me, just let me know because we can really solve it there. Nick, I hope you enjoy the rest of your farewell stream. Farewell, sir. Goodbye. Stay goofy as you know what, and I'll catch you all next time.
That was Michael Matthews. We missed his introduction, but, well, he kind of fled to another state because he didn't want to play me in FIFA for control of the station. So, still waiting for that, Michael. Last but not least, we're going to bring the man himself, Nick McFadden, the object of our roast today. Give him a hand, please.
Thank you.
Oh, brother, this guy.
Get off the stage, Nixon!
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Nobody's going to get
Before I
that
begin, I just want to say, please donate to Extra Life. Go into our About page on Twitch. Hit that donation button. This is your last chance. If you donate, leave a comment. Someone's going to come out here and read all your comments live. I really hope you roasted me or some of these clowns out here. And with that being said, thank you all for coming to the roast. It means a lot to me, especially Dylan. Dylan Bowe, everyone. Give him a round of applause. Or as he constantly introduces himself, Dylan Bowe, former president of the Ultimate Frisbee team. Literally the lamest sentence you could possibly say. But I am really glad to know you, Dylan. I didn't know they let Smurfs wander outside of the village. They're all going to freak out when Boring as Hell Smurf is missing.
Uh-oh.
I mean, who else is going to state the most uninteresting, unentertaining, basic Star Wars and Marvel facts out there? Truly one of a kind, Dylan Bowe. Speaking of Smurfs, Dante Tolsdorf, everyone. Dante, he sent us a video. He couldn't be here, or I think it was Dante. It could have been a 5-year-old who got a hold of a Sharpie and drew on a beard. I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it was Dante. Happy he could send it here. And I gotta give it to my man Kyle for coming here. Round of applause for Kyle, everyone. You know, everyone's favorite adult who acts like a angsty little teenager. This guy has so much black and pink in his wardrobe. I feel like he's a member of the Pink Ladies from Greece. Kyle Temis is legitimately not like other guys. He likes MGK. He watches Rick and Morty. He likes monkeys. That's pretty much it. Oh, and he does all that while maintaining a C- in Spanish. So ladies, he's a complete package. Get him while he's hot. Well, also, speaking of complete packages, we got Tanner Martin here. Tanner Martin. Yeah. Now, contrary to popular belief, Tanner is 24 and single. So I know what you're thinking. How could a man who talks about film cameras, trains, and radios like they are still new and exciting get any more attractive? Just wait till you see him play GameCube. Oh, man. Hold on to your underwear, folks. Now, moving on. To Nikolai. Oh, I mean Terrence. Sorry, Terrence. If you need someone to waste your time, Terrence is the perfect human to go to. Not only does he not have the mental capacity to remember your name, he can only remember the titles of movies he's seen and nothing about the plot. What I'm trying to say is Terrence is not the sharpest tool in the shed. And I'd poke fun at his hairline or his lack of overall skill, but I don't want to bully him. And I think the best story to just show what a person Terrence is, one time Luke Hanna, friend of the show, was talking about Napoleon and some of the atrocities that Napoleon had committed. And Terrence goes, well, how come they named ice cream after him? To which I replied, do you mean Neapolitan? I wouldn't trust Terrence to pull out of any parking space. Nikolai is here.
Thank you for finishing that sentence.
Of course. Nikolai is here. Nikolai, I'm so glad you could be here. I didn't think Hitler's Youth got out till 2 p.m. That's a good one. Nikolai looks like a member of the KGB if the KGB recruited washed-up high school soccer players and people who struggle with their academics. I feel like Nikolai could put a hit on me at any moment, so I'm just going to move on. Jamil, I'll be honest, I met you like a week ago. I know that's a common thing, but every day I've met him, he's mentioned something about his knee and how bad it is. And he's one of those guys who's like, oh man, if that knee injury didn't happen, I would have made it pro. I would have made it pro. And I looked up his stat line. Here's the stat line. In his prime, Jamil was averaging 10 dap-ups, 5 going crazy after a three-pointer, 4 handed out water bottles, and 1 fully warmed bench. Speaking of bench warmers, Mike Matthews sent it. I love Michael. Very great guy. He was busy ignoring his social media director responsibilities in Vegas, gambling away the $10 he has to his name. You know, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who knows as much about sports and is yet so unathletic and terrible at sports at the same time. If I had $1 for every interception Michael threw, I would maybe have enough money to pay him back for that Logan Paul bet he made. That's $2,000, by the way. Who knows what he was thinking. The good news about Michael is he's a great rapper. As you just heard, Nick McFadden mixed with liquid acid. It could win a Grammy. Yeah. I'll let the chat decide if that rhymes. I'm not sure. But speaking of chatting, you're the last people I got to roast today. The fact that you're watching this garbage proves you need a life. Go get a hobby. Go take a hike. Go do something. But if you feel like roasting me or anyone out here, please donate in the chat. I believe we'll have that coming up very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sincerely, thank you everyone for coming here. And Juan, I'll give it back to you.
Nick McFadden, everybody. All right, don't forget to please go to the About page and put a donation, and we'll read your comments. Just make sure that you've heard about our page 5. So our content guidelines are very strict. So, but otherwise, go for it. So, thank you for watching the Nick McFadden roast. Nick, There's a lot of love going around for you. So, all right.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I think we have our chat roaster coming out now. No?
Do you want me to say something?
Sure. Go say
Oh yeah.
All right, wait. We have another roaster.
Do I stand up here?
go
Yeah.
straight to the podium.
We have another Trevor Vineyard, everybody.
Who's this? Who's that guy?
I don't know. He's on after hours. Irrelevant.
All right, so we got 2 donations actually. One was an anonymous donation for $50, and it said nothing. The second donation was absolutely page 5, and I cannot read it. So there you go. That's it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Round of
Check our
applause.
Extra Life page to see that comment.
I'm glad we snagged their
Hey,
money
how much
from.
was the second donation for?
$5.
Everyone, please thank Tom Holland for coming and joining us on the Nick McFadden Rose.
No, he wished. He wished.
No, he just looks like Tom Holland. Don't compare their
He
acting
looks like Tom
skills.
Holland. Ooh, ugly body double.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and please, we can do better than $55.
Whoa.
Donate, please.
Can we?
I'm gonna roast you now.